Greetings film buffs and gamers, FiOth's here, and in this review of the movie Prey, I will be starting a new series where I will just touch on a movie I recently watched, leave a trailer of said movie playing in the background, of course with the sound off so we don't get any claims from the company behind the movie, and I will give you my 2 cents about what I thought about it as a way of informing you of whether or not, according to my humble opinion, of course, the movie is worth your time. And because this is a channel that, well, let's say, runs on aliens and predator stuff, I thought this was a good opportunity to start doing it. Some people requested that I do it, and you know me, I aim to please. Without further ado, let's start with a review for Prey. I'm not reading from a script, it comes straight from the heart. Let's get the very basics out of the way. Are we dealing with a stinker like the Predator here? No, sir or madam, we don't. Prey is a good freaking movie, which is preposterous. Is Prey the best movie of all time? No, it is not. And this does not stem from any technical or creative choices taken. It simply is a movie that lacks a very grandiose idea behind it, something really impactful, really memorable. But what is done here is done excellently. And I will start with the leading character because it seems that people these days have a very big problem with digesting main characters who don't have a penis. All the woke bullshit aside, this is not a Mary Sue, guys. The character here, Naru, is a Comanche woman moving towards adulthood, okay? Comanche, if you know anything about the tribe, were a very warlike culture. They nearly exterminated the Apaches back in the day. So, all Comanche were capable of certain like warlike tasks or combat or hunting related tasks. The protagonist here is a woman who trains because she wants to become a huntress. And you see this from the very beginning. She strives to be the best she can with a tomahawk, with bows. She observes the world around her, learns from her peers, and has a very set goal in mind of what she wants to do with her life. She did not spawn into this world with that set of skills. Okay, it's not Rey Skywalker, or Skywalker my ass anyway. The character is well established from the beginning. She's not damage proof, she's not invulnerable, she doesn't know everything, she's not the very best in everything she does. But she strives. The people in her tribe are depicted as very capable warriors as well. Mainly males. Okay, and what's done really, really well in this movie is that the fighting that takes place against the feral predator, as what presented, it's not a feral predator in any way. It's a Yautja, a normal Yautja warrior that has kinda embraced the period and the environment around him. So the stuff he's wearing, that he repurposed, are all close to the environment that he'll be fighting in. So that Yautja warrior is stalking people, and what's excellently portrayed in this movie is how the Yautja perceives danger and whether or not to engage, and the progressive climbing of the food chain when it comes to what it's going up against. It starts with a wolf, moves up to a bear, and you can imagine how this continues. We also get an element from the colonial period in the 18th century. There's some French people here, trappers. They participate in the ongoings. The movie is quite brutal, but a lot is implied and not shown on frame. And I don't know why, because they're an R-rated movie. They really didn't skip that R. But, well, you'll see the head going off, but you don't see the blade cleaving the head. if that makes any sense. I'm not gonna go into the creativity of the kills here because some are very, very interesting, but I want you to experience them for yourselves. They got some excellent CGI here, photorealistic stuff, excellent work. The cinematography is amazing. There is a bit of shaky cam, but you can clearly understand what's happening. And the photography is awesome. Colors, vistas, framing, the nature that's depicted, excellent stuff. Okay, also the characters themselves seem to be part of a larger whole. Some are rougher than others, some are better written than others, some are just like drop in, drop outs that are there for the predator to slice and dice. But you get a sense of community between these people, of hierarchy and the way they perceive each other, that really isn't touched upon in most movies that deal with the time period. It usually focuses on one character, and that's all there is to it. But here, characters come in and go out of the story, giving their fair bit of additional info and enriching the whole narrative. Now, the story itself is pretty self-explanatory. It says that the Comanche once upon a time encountered the monster. That's in the very beginning of the movie, and of course, that's foreshadowing of the coming of the Predator. It really manages to show that the Yautja treasure the fight, because the Predator doesn't really go in with the gadgetry unless it's vastly outnumbered. And it happens quite a bit in the movie, but our boy here likes to use his hands. And that leads to some very, very creative extermination throughout the movie. There is a doggo in the movie, and you'll be clenching your fists every time the doggo is in danger, because that's how we should feel about doggos in movies with certain dangers in them. Or you're not a human being, you're an a-hole. And you get a clear sense of progression from the start and how enclosed the protagonist's life is and how she tries to break through into the hunter's class of her community, and then taking things in her own hands and making the trip and facing the ultimate hunter. Prey is a good movie. Don't let complexized people tell you that it's not a good movie because there is a woman in the leading role. Amber Midthunder was amazing in this movie. She's an actual human being with flesh on her bones, not a skinny model or whatever the shit that thing's all about going on in cinema these days, where like tiny skinny women fight, I don't know, crocodiles. She is a woman of certain stature, of certain mass, and you can really see her fighting certain things and prevailing over them. That was very, very well depicted. I urge you, especially if you like the mythology of the Yautja and the aliens, to go and watch it yourself and make up your own mind. Judge it on its merits, on what it actually is, and I assure you we will not be disappointed. It is a work of honest labor. It really respects the core material, gives us some background on the Predator's presence on Earth, has a little Easter egg that ties into Predator 2 that it's a hit or miss. I didn't really feel it 100%, but it is there. And unlike the Predator that came out a few years ago, it doesn't dabble in nonsensical bullshit. It's very hands-on with the actions that take place in the world at the moment that we perceive them, and stays true to the formula of the coming-of-age journey, giving us an excellent action movie in the process. I very much like to read your thoughts on this first movie review that I made. I will read every single comment and answer every single one. If you want me to do more vids like this, please let me know, and you can even request specific movies. If I have the time to rewatch them, I'll try to honor your requests to the extent of my ability and available time, of course. I wanted to work a bit on the reviewing department, but time was scarce. Now that things are slowing down a bit, I think I can get my hands on this kind of video making, and if the effort is worthwhile, I can keep doing it. Sub, like, share, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about uploads and streams. If you enjoy what I do here and you deem it worthwhile, consider Patreon or get a membership on the channel. It really helps a lot. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, peeps. Cheers!